So you want to know your color season? In this video, we will identify your unique features and find the ideal color palette for you using the 12 season theory.
I want you. I need you.
This is a beginner's guide to understanding your color season. Just like other style systems where you copy your features into your clothing lines, in color analysis, you wear the colors you are. For instance, if you have warm undertone, warm colors will generally suit you the best. When determining your color season, we primarily consider your skin tone, followed by your hair and then eyes. However, skin tone is the most crucial factor. Color analysis focuses on how your skin tone reacts with different colors, specifically focusing on the undertone rather than the overtone. For instance, you might have a warm looking skin, which is your overtone, but your undertone may be cool, hence placing you into the cool season color category. Remember, the order of importance in color analysis is skin, hair, and then the eyes. The draping method is considered the most accurate way of determining your color season. For this process, gather various shades of fabric and drape them under your chin. Ensure that your hair is pulled back or covered with a neutral white cloth, and avoid wearing makeup in daylight but not in direct sunlight. Ideally, conduct this during midday on a clear sky day facing a window. Look at my draping pictures here, for example. Many experts offer draping services, but they can be expensive. If that's not within your budget, then this video is here to help you find your color season on your own. In color analysis, there are three main elements at play: value, which is light or dark; hue, which is warm or cool; chroma, which is bright or soft. Light or dark refers to the intensity of a color. Adding black makes a color darker, while adding white makes a color lighter. This element refers to how light or dark your skin or features are and its intensity. Individuals with a light value have light hair, skin, or eyes. This creates a low contrast between the features. Individuals with a dark value have dark hair, dark eyes, and light skin, and the contrast here is deemed high. But in various ethnicities, individuals can have different intensity of skin tones. For instance, if you have a lighter skin as a black woman, you may fall into the lighter skin types category. People of color may have a dark skin tone but can still be categorized under a light season due to the intensity and undertones of their skin. For example, Rihanna is a soft summer and summer is a light season. Even though being a black woman, Rihanna falls into a light season category due to her soft and cool coloring. In seasonal color analysis, warm or cool describes the undertones of your skin and how they interact with different colors. Undertones are categorized as warm, which are peachy or yellowy, or cool, which is greenish, bluish, purplish, or like pinkish. How to find your skin undertone? If your skin and lips have golden, yellowy, or peachy tone, you likely have warm undertone, placing you in the spring or autumn season. If your skin and lips have pink, bluish, grayish, or purplish tone, you likely have cool undertones, fitting you into a summer or winter category. Undertones vary across all skin tones and ethnicities. For instance, a black woman might have a cool undertone and look stunning in winter or summer colors. A person of South Asian descent might have warm undertones and look great in autumn or spring colors. In color analysis, it's important to focus on the undertone rather than the surface coloring of the skin. This means a person with a darker skin may have cool undertones and fit cool seasons, while someone with a light skin can have warm undertones and fit warm seasons. Neutral undertones. Neutral undertone will be slightly warm or slightly cool, which means they will either be neutral leaning cool or neutral leaning warm. No one can be 100% neutral in seasonal color analysis. For my olive skin beauties, olive skin is often misunderstood as an undertone, but it is not, it is an overtone. This means it's the color which you see on the surface of your skin, which may have sometimes grayish or greenish hues. Despite having an olive overtone, your undertone can be cool, warm, or neutral. Bright or soft. This indicates the brightness or softness of your skin, as in overall contrast of your features. Bright refers to vivid, vibrant, and contrasting features, while soft is muted and subtle blended features. Your skin, hair, and eyes all have distinct colors. There is a noticeable brightness and clarity to your appearance. There is a significant contrast between your hair, skin, and eyes. For example, you might have dark hair with light eyes or like light skin with dark hair. If your features are bright, you are likely to fall into spring or winter season. Spring type has warm undertones and look great in bright and warm colors like coral or turquoise. Winter types have cool undertones and bright coloring, and they shine in vivid and cool colors like royal blue or a bright red. Your skin, hair and eyes all are blended. There's a gentle quality to your appearance. The contrast here between your skin, eyes and hair is more subtle. For example, you might have medium brown hair, brown eyes and medium skin tone. If your features are soft, you are more likely to fall into the summer or autumn season. Summer types have cool undertones and look best in soft and cool colors like dusty rose or soft sky blues. Autumn types have warm undertones and are enhanced by muted warm colors like olive greens or burnt oranges. Bright and soft skin tones can also be found across all ethnicities and skin tones. A person with a deep skin can have bright and striking features, just as someone with a light skin can have soft and blended features. For the bright and soft element, it's important to focus on the overall features and not just the skin tone. Alright, the next step is to figure out which features stand out the most for you. Some features might be more noticeable than others, right? For example, by now you might have determined or are confident that you are either light or warm or cool or dark. I'm pretty sure you have found at least one of the 6 elements in your coloring that you feel confident about. So let me go ahead and break it down for you. There are 2 cool seasons, summers and winters, and 2 warm seasons, springs and autumns. Additionally, there are 2 soft seasons, summers and autumns, and 2 bright seasons, winters and springs. Lastly, there are 2 light seasons, springs and summers, and 2 dark seasons, autumns and winters. For instance, if you are confident that you are cool toned, then you are either a winter or a summer. Springs and autumns, which are characterized by warm undertones, cannot be your season. Before we delve into all the 12 seasons, I want to highlight that in each season, the last characteristic is less prominent. For instance, light summers are categorized by light and cool, with softness being their less prominent as their third aspect. So if you have figured out between light or dark, warm or cool, and you are not sure about soft or bright, then leave it. Have your primary and secondary traits. Similarly, if you are not sure about light or dark, but you are sure about warm or cool and bright or soft, then leave the light and dark, and so on and so forth. The easiest and simplest way to find your color season is to find your primary and secondary characteristic. But remember, your third aspect will either be value or chroma. It can never be hue, which means you have to be sure about warm or cool. If your primary characteristic is bright and your secondary characteristic is warm, then you are a bright spring. If your primary characteristic is warm and your secondary characteristic is bright, then you are a true spring. If your primary characteristic is light and your secondary characteristic is warm, then you are a light spring. If your primary characteristic is light and your secondary characteristic is cool, then you are a light summer. If your primary characteristic is cool and your secondary characteristic is soft, then you are a true summer. If your primary characteristic is soft and your secondary characteristic is cool, then you are a soft summer. If your primary characteristic is soft and your secondary characteristic is warm, then you are a soft autumn. If your primary characteristic is warm and your secondary characteristic is soft, then you are a true autumn. If your primary characteristic is dark and your secondary characteristic is warm, then you are a dark autumn. If your primary characteristic is dark and your secondary characteristic is cool, then you are a dark winter. If your primary characteristic is cool and your secondary characteristic is bright, then you are a true winter. And if your primary characteristic is bright and secondary characteristic is cool, then you are a bright winter. Lastly, while draping, remember to focus on your face rather than the colors. Your goal is to make sure that your face stands out, not the colors that you're wearing. Now that was a lot of information. Feel free to watch this video as many times as you need. Be patient and take your time. You don't need to figure out your color season right away. I figured out mine in a span of 2 years, and I went down the rabbit hole for so long. Let me know if you have found your seasonal color, and I will definitely make separate videos explaining each of the 12 seasons, and I will see you guys in my next one. Till then, bye bye, take care and be safe.